In business as in life, you have only one chance to make a good impression. And your business card is your first impression when making that all-important call, whether it's sales or service. Do me a favor. Take your business card out of your wallet, your purse, or pick that one up that's sitting on your desk. How does it look? Does it say everything you want to say about you? Is it the first impression you want to leave? The only first impression you'll ever have? If not, give D'Amico Printers a call. They'll make sure you shine in a heaven of mediocrity. Even if it's just time to update your card or stationery, add your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn address, D'Amico is the place to go for all your printing needs. For more information, call 619-649-0004. Mention the Talk of San Diego when placing your order for our internet special.
Go ahead, mention them if you want, because they have an internet special, D'Amico Printers. And when you go to D'Amico Printers, you might as well go down to Harley-Davidson.
In National City.
Yeah, because they're right down the street.
Right on the street.
So if you have a new business, a new company, and you want, like the website, and you need flyers, and you need a whole marketing campaign, they're not just printers. They have all that going on. So go in there. And even if you have an old business, did you see my business card that I gave you?
Yes, it's really nice.
Isn't it, though?
Is it?
And that's the kind of stuff that they do for you
Good
over
quality, good picture.
at D'Amico Printers. And they are in National City. So give them a call, and they'll spiff you they'll give you a special for your their internet. But there again, not the reason we called, is it?
No.
No. Guess what?
What?
We're back.
We're back.
And we're out at Gillespie Field. Could it be a nicer day today?
It's a beautiful weather, and today it's all about the ladies, and we're excited because...
Look at this. When was the last show you did where you could see a helicopter go flying by?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Look at that.
What if I can swing this around real quick? Probably not. Okay, so we'll be with the other camera for that shot. But anyway, we're in the crew quarters of this lovely, lovely hangar out here at Gillespie Field. And you know what? You have a lovely young lady, but you might want to tell her about those headphones, and because it made her hair go whoop.
Oh, there you go. Hello.
And I'm
Hello.
pretty sure that was not the look you were going for, the frightened look.
It sounds like it probably was not.
It did look like you. Anyway,
So Johnny, so far we got a little girl named Emily.
Right.
She's trying to become a pilot, and we just interviewed
Right,
Mary. She's
actually,
wonderful.
It's not Mary. I found it. It's not Mary.
Fran.
Another.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to tell.
I'm taking my notes, Johnny. I'm taking my notes.
I know. I
Kidding.
called her Mary like 3 or 4 times, and finally she says, "My name's not Mary."
Okay, let's just make sure about that. So,
Yeah, so-
we have a lovely Heather right now. and
Exactly.
She's gonna tell us a little
So
bit
we're
about
going to have
herself.
all ages today,
All ages.
from cradle to grave.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
It's all about the ladies today.
So Heather,
Yes.
tell us about Gulfstream.
Well, that is on my shirt
Right,
today.
right.
And I love Gulfstream aircraft.
Is there a significance to that, or you just threw it on? It would be like you asking me, tell us about polo, because I've got a polo guy on my shirt.
Well, actually, I do have an involvement with Gulfstream in that for my work, I work for a company that does RVSM height monitoring, GPS
You don't have to
height
spell
testing.
things out for us. You could. We're all adults here.
And anyway, I ride on a lot of Gulfstream business jets. Anything from, well, I've had flights in their new 650s, $65 million jets, and fly on a lot of their 550s, and love to fly on those business jets.
Do you fly them or just ride on them?
I ride on them right now, but hopefully someday I'll actually be piloting them.
Oh, how exciting.
And those are jets, correct?
Business, yes.
They're not prop.
luxury business jets.
But they're not prop. They're
No,
jets.
they're
Do you-
jets.
Do you have a jet plane rating yet?
I do not. That's on the bucket list.
Right. And how long would it take from this period right now until I see you and you go, hey, want to go for a ride in a jet?
She's working her way down there.
Yes, working my way to that process, it would potentially be maybe a year from now.
1 year.
Yes,
Mark that on the calendar, 1 year.
possibly sooner.
All right. Now, what would you plan on utilizing that license for?
I would utilize that to be a charter jet pilot or possibly go to work for the small regionals.
And a Gulfstream, like is on your shirt,
Yes.
what is the travel distance on a plane like that?
Well, the new 650 goes Mach 0.9, which is extremely fast,
Right.
almost the speed of sound.
Right.
And it is a long-range jet, and I believe you could get on it from here and possibly go to Hong Kong and parts beyond without any fueling stops.
That's incredible.
Yes, very long range.
Now, you know, John Travolta,
Yes,
he's got a couple of planes.
yes.
And if you do the Google Earth, they said, oh, I live down there, so I did the Google Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the, is it a Gulfstream that he's got? Is it a 606, I think he called it?
He has a Qantas, I don't know if it's a 707.
He's got that one, but then he's got a smaller one. And he was talking to David Letterman. He said, hey, why don't we go to New Zealand?
Oh,
and he goes,
right.
which one will we take, the 707? He goes, no, why don't we take the smaller one? And I went
You know,
online. And
I
it's-
believe the smaller one is a Challenger, not
That's
a
it. It's a
Gulfstream.
Challenger, exactly. And that'll go from here to New Zealand on one tank of gas, right?
Well,
It's not gas. Would they have to stop?
I think they probably would.
Well, I'm not going, so I wouldn't be.
Yeah, we're not going on that one, Johnny.
But you probably wouldn't have to get off the airplane while they're fueling. You just stop there and they fuel and you're gone.
there you go, and you don't have to go through security.
Exactly.
So that's nice.
They do have restrooms on board, so you don't have to get out and do that.
There you go. And so the Gulfstream I'm sure, is one of your favorites.
Yes.
Do you have another favorite, or would you be? Oh, I'm wearing Gulfstream. I can't talk about the other guys.
No, Gulfstream is definitely my favorite, but in a very different from the Gulfstreams are my second love, which are the Warbirds from World War II.
And those are the ones that are going to be out here today.
There will be some, but the Wings Over Gillespie Air Show that we just had, there were quite a few Warbirds. The Grumman, which is the old Gulfstream, or I'm sorry, yes, was Grumman, then it became Gulfstream down the road.
Right.
But, you know, the Grumman Bearcat, Wildcat, Grumman was just a great manufacturer of the old Warbirds, and those are my favorite.
To fly, or just to be around.
To be around and to fly, hopefully someday.
Now, I notice if I look out the window over my shoulder, there's a yellow plane sitting out here.
Yes,
And that's your plane?
it is.
And that is a...
It is a Citabria, which is aerobatic spelled backwards.
Oh, how clever. So I'm guessing you can only do aerobatics, but backwards?
Yes, that's right.
Now, are you an acrobatic pilot?
Yes.
So if anyone went up with you, if they didn't know you were an acrobatic pilot, you could just scare the crap out of them, couldn't you?
Exactly. That's a lot of fun.
Now, you have to wear a parachute when you do acrobatics?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
now,
to stay safe, yeah.
Yes.
and now a friend of mine, he went out to the airport with his dad, and his dad was a pilot. Do you know Chuck Hall?
I know him very well, and I had a ride in his P-51.
Well, there you go. Well, my friend's name is Rob. His dad took him out there. He was like 10 years old. He says, and Chuck was trying to fish something out of the wing or something, you know. And so he says, my buddy Rob says, oh, what are you doing? He says, oh, I'm trying to fix this. He says, I've been trying to get this for like 2 hours. And he goes, can I try? And he goes, yeah. He gets a little hand, so you just reach out. Here you go. There you go. He goes, hey, kid, you want to go for a ride?
Oh, wow.
And he goes, yeah, okay. And so he goes to get the parachutes. And he starts, parachutes. And Rob's dad is just laughing like crazy because he don't know what he does, you know. So he goes, okay, hop in, puts the parachute. They go down there, run. Whoa! He goes up, and he's just doing all these kind of tricks. And my buddy's going, I'm trying everything not to throw up. He's going, how you doing back there? You know, I'm fine, you know. And so he says, I'm throwing up, but I'm swallowing it. He says, I'm not going to throw up in this guy's plane. And he says he tried every trick in the book, and his dad was just laughing like crazy. So
That's fantastic. Wow, it's not many young men that get rides in P-51 Mustangs.
I know. So he had a ball. And now you're playing there. What kind of tricks do you do in it?
Just the basic loops, rolls, spins,
And do you
basic maneuvers like that.
you ever get sick?
No.
No.
As a matter of fact, Johnny, she got here to the interview driving the plane, right?
Yes,
That's how you got
Oh,
there.
cool.
I did. I flew down from Ramona.
Awesome.
And how long did that take?
About 15 minutes, between 12 and 15 minutes.
And the weather absolutely perfect.
Easy.
Absolutely perfect. A little bit
Clear
bumpy
skies.
out there, but not too bad.
There you go. Now, will any of us get a chance to fly in the plane today?
Possibly, yes.
That would be nice. Do we have to put on a parachute?
No,
No, because you're not going to be doing stuff.
no, not
Now,
today.
Now, if you're going like this and you do a loop going that way, what's that? That's just called a loop, right?
Yes.
But if you go like this, that's an inverted loop?
I believe so.
Can you do a loop like that? Where
Not,
you're going down and turn
no.
around like that?
Not in my airplane.
Because?
Not in that one.
Because it's not made for that.
But there are
It's-
planes that can't do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you gotten in trouble? You say, but obviously you got yourself out of it.
Yes. One time I went up with a person that said they had a lot of time in my type of airplane, and they fly a different kind of highly maneuverable aerobatic airplane. And they were showing me how to do a maneuver, and we ended up what they call split-essing out, which you don't really want to do in my airplane because it can overstress it. And when my mic boom slammed against the side of my cheek, I realized that we probably pulled too many G's for that.
Yeah.
Luckily, nothing broke, though, and everything was okay.
And you're here to talk about it.
Yes.
Now, you don't need a G suit in that plane.
Oh,
do you?
no. It's the tolerances are plus 5 G's or negative 2 G's.
I see. We're gonna take a break, and you can stick around and tell us more airplane stories.
Okay.
That would be fantastic. So we're going to take a break, and it might even be a commercial that we're going to talk about, but I don't know yet. We're going to have to get a cue from our sound guy. But we're going to be right back either way.
We'll be right back, Johnny.
Yeah. And this is Johnny
And Alexita
with the talk.
of San Diego.
If you're looking for authentic Mexican food, but don't want to sit and wait in a 3-hour line at the border, then why not come down to El Cilantro Mexican and Seafood? At El Cilantro, we pride ourselves in serving the freshest, most delicious Mexican food and seafood this side of the border. In a relaxed, comfortable Spanish atmosphere, you will be sure to enjoy anything you choose. Tacos, burritos, carne asada, carnitas, seafood, all with a taste that'll make you think you are just 3 miles south of here in TJ, but no long lines. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant by the Talk of San Diego, El Cilantro is located at Imperial Beach Shopping Plaza, just off the 5 at 764, 13th Avenue and Palm Avenue.
Es muy bueno.
Hi, Alexita.
Johnny,
Do you like the dating game?
I actually do.
Good. I think that song was from the dating game, or one of those goofy game shows, either the Newlywed Game
Yeah.
or the dating game.
Sounded like.
Herb Alpert. You know Herb Alpert. There you go. So, but do you know about Discover Video?
I do know.
Do you know about Roku? Have you ever heard of Roku?
No.
Well, Roku is a device it's about the size of a hockey puck, and it plugs into the back of your TV, and that plugs into the internets, and now you get over 750 channels of TV.
That sounds really
700.
great.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You buy this, it's $100. Once you buy it, that's it. You already got the internet, right?
Yes.
So you're paying for that. So you just plug this in. You can get Netflix. You can get Hulu, Amazon. You listen to Amazon Music in the cloud. You can
Yes.
play that all through your TV. Yeah, so you got the big sound system. You might as well enjoy it. So you can do that. But the most important thing with the Discover Video is they have a TV show on there, and it's called The Talk.
Of San Diego.
And so when you do your channel selection, just like the cable, you pick out your channels. You can do a search for The Talk.
Of San Diego.
And then once it's programmed in there, all the shows are right there. So we have like 50 different programs up there. When you go there, you just dial it up and watch the show. So that's pretty cool. And if you want your own show, and be a pilot, hey, this is the pilot show, call them up, discovervideo.com. Call them up. They'll set you up with your own channel. Yeah.
Very neat.
So that
And
would be
they're
kinda cool.
very affordable too.
I know it's
Very, very affordable.
unbelievably affordable.
Yeah.
Especially if you can put your programming on your own server, it's unbelievable. And you can tell where people are watching the show all over the country. You just click on it and say, "Oh, that guy's watching in Panama, Florida. Oh, this guy's
Excellent.
watching." Yeah.
That's so cool.
So that is cool. So anyway, so that's Discover Video.
Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our program.
Okay, hey, are we back? We got the train off the track. The train is completely off the track.
It is, Johnny. I don't know.
We're trying to get our friends over here from Chicago Pizza. They're in Santee, and they said they're going to bring us some pizza, and that'll be kind of nice.
New York style.
You like pizza, right?
Heck yes.
Who doesn't?
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
And it's a Chicago-style pizza.
Chicago style.
Have you been to Chicago?
Sorry, I said New York.
I have been to
style.
Chicago.
You like Chicago-style pizza?
I do. I love it.
There you go. Now, have you ever heard of Pizzeria Uno?
Yes.
I got busted at Pizzeria Uno. I went there with a friend of mine, and she says, "Oh, hey, this was great that you chose this because where you?" I'd say, "Well, I have to. I was out visiting." I said, "Because I can't go anywhere because it's right." And there was a map right behind her. And she goes, "Well, look, they have one right here where you live."
Oh, excellent.
So I got busted. I made her think, "Oh, we got to go here special," but it wasn't that special.
That's
but anyway,
funny.
But that's not the reason we called.
That is not Johnny.
Alexita, why don't you tell people who our lovely guest is here?
We have lovely Heather right now. She's a pilot. She's going to tell us a little bit more about her adventures flying. Let me ask you, we recently spoke to a little girl named Emily. She's trying to become a pilot, and we spoke to Mary too. She's the...
AKA Mary.
AKA Mary, that's correct. She's a little older.
Well, it's Fern. I think it's Fern.
That's...
But we've been calling her
We don't want to
Mary.
get in trouble.
She's probably going to change. It's Fran, actually.
Fran.
We're probably going to make her change her name by the end of the show.
I don't know if you can change her name. She's world famous Fran Barra.
Yeah. That's,
And if you went online and you did a search, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there, huh?
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There is a lot of information about her.
Now, are you in part of the 99s group?
I am.
So Heather, how long you been flying?
I got my license in 2006, and the 99s group, it's a group of women licensed pilots. You can start out in the group as a trainee. You don't have to have your pilot's license when you start in the 99s, but it's expected that you will eventually get your license. So
What about Emily over here? Is she a 99er yet?
She is an honorary at this point, 99, because the requirement is that you have to have a medical. That means you have to have passed an aviation physical. And then when you get your, what they call a medical, you're able to get a student pilot's license. You're not able to do that until you've reached a certain age.
16?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so Emily is not old enough yet to get that.
Right.
And one of the requirements to be a member of the 99 is that you at least have your student pilot's license.
So, but she's an honorary. Private.
We're getting some information from her right now.
Yes. So Fran is clarifying that in order to be a member, you're an associate member if you just have your student pilot's license.
Okay.
In order to be a full-blown member of the 99s, you have to have at least your private pilot's license.
Okay.
And it's all female, no males?
It's all female. We do allow men in, as they call them, 49 and a halfers, or 49 and a half. They're usually spouses or significant others, or
A friend of a pilot?
A friend of a pilot.
yes.
Oh, so then there's hope for me,
Oh.
That's true.
if we're
That's true.
friends.
Exactly.
which I'm hoping we are.
Yes. If
Right.
you bring beverages and food,
Possibly could be a friendship right there.
That's what we got going on
and
pretty soon.
pizza, yes.
It's going to be here in about 5 minutes.
Johnny's working
Yes.
on it.
So we might have to have Adam run down and open up the door for
That'll
you.
be good.
Yeah. So he'll need the thing, and then Fran's going to do that, and then he'll take care of that, and then we're going to have the guy come up here with some pizza.
Ooh, pizza.
So now you own this plane,
I
correct?
do. I
How
do.
long have you owned it?
I have owned that airplane for about 3 years, and Fran was mentioning that we actually have a lady in our 99s chapter who got her private pilot's license in my tailwheel airplane at the age of 63.
That's what she was saying.
Yes.
And it was in your plane.
Yes.
Now, how do you feel about somebody else flying your plane?
Well, interestingly enough, I didn't own that plane at the time.
Okay. And what makes a person say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to buy my own plane.
Well, I think people do it for varying degrees, but
What was your degree?
mine was that I just loved flying, and I obviously love airplanes.
From a
and
little girl, you were in love with flying?
I'm not sure. My dad was, he's always been in love with flying. He's a private pilot, and I think that just watching him run outside every time an airplane flew
He
overhead.
was like an inspiration.
And
Yeah.
I think it was a genetic thing.
Genetic.
And then when I saw Top Gun, I thought that was really neat. And at the time, I never thought that women could actually become pilots.
Right.
I knew that, being a stewardess was a career. And then we had a lady down the street that worked as a stewardess for a PSA at the time, and she said, "Oh, no, you don't want to do that."
So it was challenging for you to actually try.
You don't want to be a
Exactly.
pilot? Was she telling you you don't want to be a pilot?
A stewardess.
A stewardess, right.
A stewardess. So
Right.
I didn't actually think that, well, okay, being a stewardess doesn't exactly sound too appealing, so maybe I should be a pilot. I never thought of that, went on to college, got my degree in something entirely different.
Well, as long as it worked out for you.
Did it
did.
work out?
Yeah.
It did.
Now,
Look at her now.
we're still not done talking with you yet.
Okay.
So if you don't mind sticking around, we're going to take a break. And then maybe our pizza guy is going to show up here. We'll have some pizza.
We're ready for pizza,
There we
Johnny.
go. Not everywhere we go, they clean the windows while we're here, but that's what we're doing here. So anyway, this is Johnny
And I'm Alexita
with the talk.
of San Diego.
The next time you're in Imperial Beach, you've got to stop in at Jersey Boys Diner, where East meets West. Jersey Boys Diner has everything from Philly cheesesteaks to chicken fried steaks. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the boys have got you covered. Along with snacks, cookies, and the coldest beer in town, you'll feel right at home whether you're a transplant or a local. Jersey Boys Diner is located at 875 Seacoast Drive, Imperial Beach. We'll see you there.
You know what? We will see you there. We will see you there
Okay.
at Jersey Boys Diner,
Right.
there in Imperial Beach, on Seacoast Drive, right across the street from the pier.
Okay.
Great, best food in town.
Oh my God.
But that's not the reason we called.
No, it's not.
Do you like sky flying? Do you like
Yes.
skyboards? Did
Yes.
you see that skyboard?
I did.
Aquanet? What do you think?
It's a cool website.
Would you do that?
I would.
Would you?
Yes.
Because we need somebody to do that for the show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah. So
Of
it's
the water interaction.
Heather doesn't know what we're talking about, but we have a sponsor, Aquanet, Aqua Aviation. Aquatic aviation. It's a
It's a different
skateboard.
sport, yeah.
It's a skateboard, but it has a hose coming out of the bottom,
You kind of like sort of
and it shoots you up in the air on
over
water.
where you fly.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
the name Aquanet got my attention because that's my call sign.
there you go. And it's not the hairspray, is it?
It is.
Is it? Okay.
I don't use it. But
it sounds
somehow I got
familiar.
that.
Well, theirs is a little different. It's like a skateboard, and they take you out behind in front of one of these things. What do they call it? Jet ski.
Jet ski?
And it pumps the water from the jet ski up through this thing, and you're flying 30 feet in the air,
Wow.
and then turn right around 30 feet in the water.
That's
So
neat.
exciting.
So,
Yeah.
but everybody saw that in the background while we were talking about it. So that's aqav.net. Go out there and see my buddy Andrew.
Neat.
Oh,
He's
see,
a-
Andrew, exciting.
He's a Brit, but he's okay. We'll
Okay,
still deal
that-
with
all
him.
right.
But anyways, but that's not the reason we called. We
No.
stopped by to talk to the gates are opening. The gates are opening. You know what that means?
Pizza.
Pizza, exactly.
Pizza's here.
So at least I hope. So we're talking to Heather.
We are
and,
talking to Heather.
And Heather's a pilot,
She's a pilot.
and she has her own plane. When did you start doing stunts?
I did some training at a place called CP Aviation, which is up at the Santa Paula Airport.
And where's that?
It is right near Ventura.
Okay.
So it's a
north
little
of
bit
here,
inland.
Right?
Yes, inland from Ventura.
Okay.
And I had an opportunity to fly with a master flight instructor, master aerobatic instructor. His name is Rich Stoll. And it was a fantastic experience. Flew in the same type of airplane as the one I later purchased. When I purchased my airplane, I flew it up to Santa Paula and got some more instruction with Rich in my airplane. And I've been doing it since then.
Wow, it's insane. And you actually like that model of the plane, and you just
I do. I think as a pilot, you always wish you had more horsepower and more speed, and
Right.
it went faster. My airplane is pretty slow. It's faster than a Piper Cub, but it's pretty slow. And when you do the aerobatic maneuvers, you have to work a little harder to get the airspeed to be able to do things that are very easy if you have a lot of horsepower.
yeah.
So would this be a trade-in? you would look for another model, or are you going to keep this one?
You
for
know,
life?
I'm really attached to that airplane.
Is this your first plane?
No. I also have a 172 that I have a partner in.
Oh, okay. So you've got two planes. I was intimating that, okay, this was, and now this is your second plane that you no longer have, the first one. But
Right.
no, you're a multi-plane girl.
Yes. And
Oh, there's more.
I have a Cessna 195, which is a big, beautiful, gorgeous, round engine tail
Look at
dragger.
this guy. Look at this guy. We're doing a TV show.
Hey,
and we
we're
got
live
this,
on TV.
I wonder if this guy knows he's going to be on camera pretty soon. Look at this guy.
He's doing his job, Johnny.
I know. Well, that's not the shot that we want, but well, anyway, he's doing the windows here out at the Gillespie Field, and Fran was nice enough to let us into the captain's quarter,
The crew quarters.
quarters.
Yes.
Quarters,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. There's so many nomenclature that you need to know for this kind of show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But we certainly appreciate that you've come in here to talk to us about your planes.
My pleasure.
Now, did you buy this one because it's aerobatics you can do it in it?
Yes, that,
Or
and
was that
because
just
it's
a bonus?
Well, I primarily was looking for something that I could do spins and loops in, but I also love the tailwheel airplanes. So I was looking for a tailwheel airplane.
And what's the difference?
The difference is you've got either nose wheel or
Uh-huh.
tricycle gear airplanes, or you have the old style conventional or tail dragger airplanes.
And that's what you have.
I have the tail dragger,
Right.
and it's sort of the difference between driving an SUV and a sports car.
Really?
Yes.
Look
And
at
this
that.
is a sports car?
Yes.
That's
Really?
a sports car.
It
Wow.
requires more skill on the ground to handle it, and landings and takeoffs are a little more tricky to keep directional control.
Right.
So it's challenging.
And you know, Heather, some people usually don't like to ride a plane like with people. They like to ride alone. What do you like better, by yourself, or
You know what?
does that affect you, or it doesn't really matter?
I like both.
like
It's
both?
fun to be able to take friends and family and other pilots flying, but there's something about going out by yourself
It's just
and
the
just
feeling,
looking at
right?
things and flying out over
A little
fields and looking at
meditation while
flowers.
looking on the air and
Yes.
flying by yourself.
Yes.
Superpower. That's really good.
It's both good.
Can
Both of it.
you have the windows open?
Yes, I can in mine. Both
And
windows.
do you take videos and movies and stuff like that while you're flying around?
Yes, I have a GoPro camera, and I have friends that have GoPro cameras that they mount on their airplanes.
Right.
And in fact, one time, this is sort of a funny story. I hope the people that were involved do not hear it. But we went in and landed at Paris, which is Perris. It's where they do parachute jumping.
Right.
That's near Hemet.
Right.
And they do let some small aircraft go in there and land. And some friends and I went in there, landed. They have oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the name, a wind tunnel that you can go up in and act like you're
Oh, exactly. They have one of those in Vegas as well.
Yes,
Right.
same type of thing.
Okay.
And we went, did that, and then we decided to leave, and we were taking off, and I have a smoke system in my airplane, and I turned the smoke on and smoked out a bunch of guys that were getting ready to
Right.
suit up, and they got video of that, and anyway, I'm probably not welcome back
Wow.
I don't see why they get upset with that. I think that, hey, this is pretty cool.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that smoke actually smells pretty nasty, so.
It does.
Well, let me
Yes.
ask you this, if I may. We did the Wings Over Gillespie show over here a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And they had a wing walker out there
Yes.
that was performing. Now, that is not the wing walker that recently...
No, no.
Okay, that's
No.
good to know.
Yes.
Now, would you ever do fly with a wing walker on the plane to do that?
You know, I don't think so. I don't think so. There have been just recently, within the last 5 years, some pretty bad accidents and
Oh,
some tragic
golly.
things that have happened to wing walkers. And I would never want to be involved in any way in something like that. And it's very, very dangerous.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's
Oh,
definitely.
really? Really? It doesn't look that dangerous. I mean,
Yeah, it
they're
doesn't
only
look that dangerous.
they're only standing on an airplane that's going 100 miles an hour. I mean, where's the danger in that?
And I'm pretty adventurous, but wing walking is something that I would never do.
Yeah.
Maybe while the airplane is sitting on the ground, I would, but
Right.
not when it's out there flying
Like a-
around.
Right.
Well, we're gonna take a break again.
We're gonna take a break.
And we're gonna. I thought the pizza guy was here, but apparently he's not. So we might take a break. But we're gonna do things according to plan. And we've got a commercial break coming up, and then we'll be right back.
I'm Alexita
And this is Johnny with the talk.
of San Diego.
Every time I see your sister, Lord, she's with somebody new. Oh, she's mean and she's evil like a little old boy. We'll think of trying my love with you. Little sister, don't you? Little sister.
If you're tired of watching fuel prices keep going higher and higher with no relief in sight, then you owe it to yourself to call the folks at SaveOnGasMoney.com. SaveOnGasMoney.com can cut your fuel bill by up to 30%. 4-cylinder, 6 or 8, gas or diesel. So next time when you fill up, if you hate seeing those numbers just keep on spinning and spinning, give SaveOnGasMoney.com a call and start saving up to 30% on your fuel bill. Ask yourself, have you ever seen the fuel prices go down? Neither have we. For more info, go to SaveOnGasMoney.com.
Okay, and we're back. Hey, guess what?
CeeTurtleCastle.com.
Yeah, we'll edit all that out. Hey, do you know about the Sea Turtle Rescue?
Yes, tell us about that, Johnny.
Well, they have the Sea Turtle Rescue. What they do is they rescue sea turtles. And that's pretty cool, right?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, who doesn't like turtles?
Yeah, baby little turtles.
And so if you have anything that you'd want to rescue, or not rescue, if you want to donate.
Donate, you
an
can make a donation,
airplane.
actually.
If you have an airplane you want to donate, it's all tax deductible.
They'll take anything.
If you
Just
got-
make a donation.
Exactly. And what they do is they take that money and they open up these hatcheries all over the world, Guyana, South America, that kind of thing. And
Correct.
They raise the sea turtles. They saved over like 40,000 sea turtles since they've been doing this. So
pretty
if you want more information, go to seaturtlerescue.org.
Castle.com.
seaturtlerescue.org. Go there and you got all the information on the sea turtle rescue.
Right.
And hopefully we got everything straightened out. We'll have our pizza here in a few minutes, and that'll be kind of cool. And you'll be able to stick around, Heather, and have some pizza?
She's going to stick around with us. Of
Positively.
course.
That's the reason she stuck around.
Yes.
Now, what would be your favorite if you said, hey, Heather, go out and buy whatever you like? What would you get?
Oh, that's really difficult.
It would be a jet over a prop, right?
No, it would be a prop.
Okay. Because of the expense? In the upkeep and the...
No, there's just something romantic and vintage about the prop airplanes.
See?
It might possibly be a Grumman Albatross, the old flying boat.
With 2 engines?
Yes,
That would be nice.
because you can. I have my seaplane rating, and you can land in the water, and you can back that up onto a beach, and it's like a big flying RV.
Let's talk about seaplanes.
Yes,
I love being up in Vancouver.
yes.
And why? Because you got seaplanes up there. And that's got to be pretty cool. Now, why don't we have seaplanes down here? Only because there's no A to B, island hopping like there is up there.
You know, there are a lot of regulations and a lot of, quite frankly, there aren't many places that we can land around here. It's not like Florida or Alaska. You've got the ocean, which you would think would be this great big, playground for seaplanes.
But not
when
really. Too
no,
rough?
When you land in the ocean, because of the salt, it's a lot of maintenance and upkeep, because if you want your plane to last, you have to spray it down each time you come out of the ocean, and it's just kind of can be a big hassle. So ideally you'll land in fresh water. We've got reservoirs out here. They don't want seaplanes.
No. So you're better off like in Minnesota?
Minnesota, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That would be cool.
Florida's really cool. Alaska. Unfortunately, and actually in Northern California, where I got my seaplane rating, they have some beautiful reservoirs where you can land seaplanes, and it's fun to go reservoir hopping. And we actually launched in a pond where they had 12 swans, a couple boats.
Were there any Lords of Leaping?
I was hoping to see that, and I just
right.
didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Just the 12 swans.
Exactly.
And any geese lane.
Did not see that. I
All right.
saw cows and horses, but no geese lane or Lords of
Not
Leaping.
that.
All right. And now you could probably do that and go camping. You could just take
Oh,
your plane
absolutely,
and,
yes.
That would be cool.
That would be
Yes.
cool.
And you could pick your own spot and nobody's going to bother you, huh?
Right.
You're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
You know what, Heather?
What?
Our food is here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think
I
Heather is
thought
ready for
you were
pizza.
just saying that to lure me into staying longer.
No,
There
she's
is
actually.
it's-
Why don't you stay longer?
It
Okay?
is actually here. I see it on the shelf. We're going to probably take a break. And then how are we doing on time there, Daniel? We got a commercial coming up?
We have like 5 minutes till commercial.
Oh, okay. So then why don't we bring that pizza over here?
Let's bring some pizza.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Adam.
Can we get some pizza going over here? And maybe if... are you Matt or Ted? Tim. All right. Why don't we throw up another chair real quick? Or if Heather, would you like to... You wouldn't mind if Tim took your spot?
No, I'd be happy to.
Okay. And then we'll talk to Tim about Chicago pizza style pizza.
Excellent.
In Santee. How's that sound?
All right.
Well, thank you for being on
Thank
the show.
you, Heather.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. We're
Yeah.
gonna have some pizza later.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. So, guess what? We're going to have a guy from Chicago Pizza
Oh, lovely pizza.
in Santee.